Emerson gonna clear Maiato. Not gonna go low. He's gonna try and fake the 48. Stravato using the inside lane. Maiato now up half a groove. The second position looking for his first race win. Oh, hard contact. Maiato up in the air, up on the hood, on top of the Geico machine. All over his back bumper. Gonna have to be very tactical with his moves. Oh, and hard under braking. Stravato nearly locked it up there. St. Bear's big slide out of turn number 1. Here comes Chris Samar, Kevin Cornelius. They're going to make a charge in the third lane. Is it too little, too late? Are they going to have the run out of turn number 4? Mark Emerson down low. They're all going to wreck. Dennis Fairclough in the lead right now. Here comes Nick Gardner.
Welcome to VSPEED, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing and specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
Shot at it, I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn 1. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
Hello and welcome to the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series live tonight from the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Below the Double Yellow Atlanta 200, race 18 of 20 and race 6 of this season's chase for the championship. The points are getting tight at the top of the standings. Zach Carr leads all drivers coming into this one with his 5 wins on the season. Looking for another one here at this famous historic NASCAR track, and looking forward to a good race tonight. My name's Adam Baker. I'm joined up here in the booth by Alec Martinez. Alec, how's it going? What are you looking forward to tonight?
It's going pretty good, brother. And let me tell you, I'm looking forward to, obviously, this next-gen car put on a heck of a show here. We saw it put on a great show at the Coca-Cola 600 this past weekend. You know, we saw a great show at Chicagoland here in the Blood W Line Cup Series about 2 weeks ago. So I'm really looking forward to this, and you know, the points battle, like you said, Zach Carr coming in here. Looks like he's got a pretty handy lead going in, but all it takes is one bad race from Zach and one good race from Seth Hatchel or AJ Stravato to close that gap in going into next week, which I believe is a short track. So many little things that can you know, that can happen. So I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be, I'll tell you, it's gonna be a great championship fight. And let me tell you, this thing is gonna be coming down to the end. Oh
Yeah,
wait, next week's Bristol.
Yeah, Bristol. So a couple drivers pretty good at that one. Seth Hatchel, Ryan Gemmell, who got his first win of the season last week. He'll be one to watch there. Chris Samard also always good on those short tracks, so he could be a contender there. But you can't ever count out any of these pace drivers to go out there and fight for wins. Only 2 races left in the season, though. You can see 18 points is the gap from Zach Carr to Seth Hatchel. AJ Stravato a few more back, and then Maiato has closed up the gap as well, just over 30 points out. Angelo Ronas, Eric Hutton, and the rest of the field there in the chase. They're going to be a little bit too far back, I think, to make a run for the championship, unless there's some big issues amongst the top 3 in points. But you can never count anybody out until the final checkered flag waves. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to tonight's race, this old, bumpy racing surface.
Yeah, and we know Old Atlanta always put on a show. I know that they repaved this track, and it's technically a super speedway now, but they did repave this track, but back before, man, this track always put on some amazing shows. So I'm sure this one will be no different.
Yeah, this is not the repaved surface, though, right? This is the old surface.
No, this is old surface.
Right?
Is old surface.
Yeah, this place is always one of my favorites to race around. You got to have a lot of throttle control, brake control. These next-gen cars with all their downforce and all, I don't think they necessarily have to use the brakes as much, at least in the opening few laps, but they're going to have to use those and manipulate that brake pedal later on.
For sure, and like you said, one of my personal favorite tracks, if not my favorite track, that we usually come to any time of the year. That used to be my favorite, and ever since they repaved it, I've never driven the repaved. Nobody really has, so we're not really sure how it is. But no, this track's awesome, and was fortunate enough to win the championship here last year in the Xfinity Series, and last year this kind of takes me back. I think this is like the track I called my first race with you. So, and let me tell you, it put on a great show back even when we had the 550 package. And tell you, these next gen cars, they tend to put on a better show than what the 550 package was able to deliver.
And this was the site of the final race of the championship last season. Seth Hatchel took the win. Zach Carr was second in that race. Right now, Zach Carr sits on the pole right now in qualifying. 27 machine is always getting a few more laps of experience in before we get to the race session. And right now, he's up on top by 61 thousandths. AJ Stravato second. Samard was quickest in practice. He sits third in qualifying. How about Dennis Faircloth fourth right now? And Eric Hutton making up the top 5 for the moment. But drivers like Angelo Ronas still yet to put a lap time in. There's his first one to 31.46. He'll look to improve on lap 2, currently 13th out of 14. Gemmell hit the wall on his second lap. That has relegated him back to 14th right now, as Angelo just up against that outside wall, able to keep it off.
About 2 tenths faster on this lap, and it seems like the second lap faster. Another thing I'm looking forward to in this race is these guys using different lanes. You can see Angelo using that middle lane. I'd expect these guys are going to be up on the wall like you saw in turns 1 and 2, all the way down to the white line hooking the paint. And then I'll also expect in 3 and 4, you don't know if we'll see guys up on the wall, but we'll definitely see about 2.5 lanes being used between all these guys. So it's going to be interesting. Seth Hatchel's going to kind of have to dig himself out of a hole already, starting in 9th, and while Zach Carr is going to get a bonus point for starting on the pole.
Yeah, exactly what he needs to do to maintain that points lead. He's been very good about getting as many points as he can. Even with issues, some of the last few races, he's still maintained right around, under that 20-point margin. But he does have just 1 pole on the season. This would be his second. Hatchel with 3. Stravato has 1 this season as well. He got that, I believe that was last week. And then Keith Maiato has the most poles of anyone this season. Ben Baffert also, he's got 3. Maiato with 4. So those have been the top qualifiers all season. But it looks like Zach Carr is going to add another one to the list here tonight.
Nothing more than Zach can really add here. I mean, I've noticed recently with just any series, a lot of the same guys hot lap the best, and they tend to usually qualify on the pole every single week. It's usually a mix of 4 to 5 drivers. We've seen it in the Real Cup Series where Christopher Bell, Austin Cindric, Ryan Blaney, those guys have really been winning all the polls, and you can kind of throw into the mix, obviously, Denny Hamlin, Cole Custer, I believe, on the pole at Coda. So a lot of different, different guys getting the pole, which is always cool to see. A lot of different winners. We've seen, obviously, in the BTDY Cup Series, we haven't really seen a ton of different winners, but we have seen our fair share. I mean, we're up to 7 now after Gemmell's win last week. So a little bit more winners lately, and a lot of different winners. I think the last 3 races that we've had this year, or this season, or the last 3 races that have just happened in the chase, we've had a different winner every single time.
Yeah, it's we've had Samard with a win. We've had Gemmell with a win here in the last half of the season. And then also Joshua Abbey, a winner. Some drivers who are knocking on the door who haven't found it just yet. That is Keith Maiato, who is going to have to start outside the top 10. A little bit unusual for Keith, who was in there in the top 5 in practice. 11th right now on the board. And also Angelo Ronis, a driver who's got a few runner-up finishes. He'll be starting 8th tonight. Look for him to maybe move up throughout this race. Challenge for a win. We do want to thank tonight's sponsor. That's going to be Martin Sports, also the series sponsor. There was going to be a theme night. That's why the title of the stream is the Superhero 200. The drivers were supposed to get superhero paint schemes together, but I think Memorial Day made that a little bit difficult for most of them. So we scratched that. I think Nick Starling, really the only one with a superhero-esque themed paint scheme, and he's going to move that $5 into the purse for next season. So can't argue with that.
No. I think what does Starling have? He has the on my screen is the USO car and LaJoy car. Is that what he has?
Yeah, I think so. And
that's a nice scheme. Shame it got wrecked twice, but it's a really nice scheme. It just passed me in a Charlotte. And I just want to point out that ever since the chase has started, I'll name you the last few winners here. Ever since Daytona, we've had Joshua Abbey, Zach Carr at Las Vegas, Ben Baffert at Watkins Glen, Seth Hatchel at Chicagoland, and Ryan Gemmell at Iowa. So we've had 5 different winners in the last 5 races. And if you really want to take it back, 6 different winners in regular season points paying races, with Samard winning at Michigan, Maiato winning the Rockingham race that was the All-Star race. Didn't count, but he won. We've had 7 different winners in the last 7 different races.
That is that's as competitive as it gets, really. I mean, 7 different drivers, very similar to what we see in the Real World Cup Series this season. They're really how many multiple-time winners? I guess Denny now. You got William Byron
and Ross Chastain.
Yeah. What an interesting bunch. I mean, Denny's not been consistent at all, but
no.
A lot of self-inflicted mistakes. Yeah, I mean, got a bit lucky this last one, and the other one though, Richmond. I mean, they earned that one. That strategy right on the money, and got them that victory. We'll see if anybody pulls any kind of pit strategy here tonight. I'm gonna take a look and see how many tires they get, because that could be
5.
that could be a factor. Yeah.
5 total, so I believe the tires that qualify on and then 4 extras. That'll be interesting. 135 lap race. That's a long race.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to want to swap tires every 30 laps or even sooner if they can, But I'm not sure what the fall off is. I'm going to guess we're probably in the 2-second range from start to end of a run with these next-gen cars. Don't really know at this track what they look like in terms of fall off, but let's take a look at the weather actually. So 92-degree track temp, not too hot but not too cold either, so there will be a bit of tire wear as usual on this ruffled surface. So the drivers gonna have to do their best to maintain their stuff, and we'll see some comers and goers, I'm sure.
I'm sure we will, but last year I believe Zach Carr actually had gotten the pole at here in Atlanta in the championship race, and then I remember he ran out of fuel, which was back when we had stages. He ran out of fuel on the first stage. Here, no stages, so obviously you don't have that pit strategy to kind of stretch it as long as you can. So it's going to be a little interesting now to see what happens here. I mean, obviously there is no stages, so we're going green to the end.
Yes, they're going to be all the way to the end of this race. No stage breaks. I like the change to the rules. Definitely a little bit back to the old school NASCAR, and I do appreciate that a lot about these guys, always kind of mixing things up. As we go to the starting grid for tonight's race, Zach Carr going to be your pole sitter here tonight. That bonus point going to be very valuable. Alongside him, His teammate AJ Stravato going to be rolling off from second position. Starting in third, Chris Simard, good qualifying for him, as well as Dennis Faircloth starting in fourth. Eric Hutton rolling off fifth. Kyle McGarvey quick up here in sixth. Reggie Ortega seventh. Angelo Ronas in eighth. Ninth will be Seth Hatchel, and rounding out the top 10, Eric Lambert.
Maiato will be starting 11th. Kevin McGarvey will be starting 12th. Jeremiah Vincent 13th. Last week's winner, Ryan Gemmell, will start 14th. 15th, Josiah Vincent. 16th, Dallas Sullivan. 17th, Cody Atkins. 18th, Timmy Emanuele. 19th, Alan Dice. And 20th, Nick Starling.
21st will be Zach Smith. 22nd, TJ Brendel. And that's going to do it. Just 22 cars in the field tonight. One of the smaller field sizes we've had, but again, we have not been short on action with these slightly smaller fields. If anything, it's been more exciting, you know? But,
yeah, I mean, the races have been great. I mean, even 22 cars, that's not a lot, but that's not a little bit either. That's still a great car count nonetheless. I believe we had 23 or 24 at Chicagoland, and that was a great race.
Yeah, looking forward to some more of that. That is for sure. We do want to thank you for joining us here on VSPEED. Hope you enjoyed tonight's race. Make sure to shout out your favorite driver. Let us know you're out there, who you're rooting for, and we'll follow along with them throughout the event tonight. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I love this place, and can't believe the season is winding down like this. But do hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. I know you had talked about it last week, Alec, but we do want to thank all our men and women in the military that are either active or have sacrificed their lives. We want to thank their friends and families as well, and all that they've done for our country. We couldn't be here and have the freedoms we do without them. So I want to thank all of those people each and every day. Sure. I know there's a few in the field tonight, so thanks to those guys as well.
Yeah, thank you to them, and we hope you enjoyed the weekend, like you said, and then the greatest day in motorsports, man. Let me tell you, that was just an awesome day. Every single race was amazing, and looking forward to this race that we have about to put on. These boys about to put on for all you viewers watching. Zach Carr on the pole, try to keep that championship hope alive, and he's got the points lead. Try to open it up to Seth Hatchel in the 8. As we go into the restart zone, green flags out, and we're underway at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
We didn't quite get to it there, Alec, but do you have a pick for tonight's race?
Well, they haven't completed the first lap, but I like the new trend of the winners. I'm going to go with AJ Stravato.
I think that's a solid choice. I think Dennis Faircloth could have a good shot at it here. I'm going to go with Dennis, maybe a little bit of an underdog, and try and get his first career win in the league here tonight. As they work their way through 3 and 4, Zach Carr, car length in front. Now 2 as he stretches it out. The exit of turn 4, but Stravato trying to keep himself in tow there. Look at Faircloth right up to the back bumper of the 33.
Dennis Faircloth, great qualifying effort, qualified in 4th position, already up 1 place. As you can see, these guys fan out in the corners. You guys running up on the top, bottom, middle, everywhere you can possibly think of on this racetrack. Chris Simard kind of stuck on the bottom. We see the train up on the outside to the middle lane here. Hutton's actually going to tuck in on the bottom. McGarvey, great run for him. He's up into the 6th place. A lot of these guys kind of training up on the outside. Simard's now clear. Hutton looks up to the outside. He's not going to be able to clear up.
Simard stuck down there in the inside lane. He was talking about it right before the race, actually. That top side is going to be very critical to keep that track position up there. And these guys are going to have to pull some slide jobs to get things done, as now Hatchel moves up to 6th. Already up 3 positions here in the first 3 laps. He is on the move.
Maiato's up 4 positions, and as he looks up to the inside of Kyle McGarvey in the 42, Maiato, what they believe, started 11th, already up to the 7th position. McGarvey's going to fight him up on that outside. But now Eric Hutton looking underneath the 80s. The 80 gets loose. He spins up the racetrack, saves it.
Great job saving it. Almost could have ended in disaster. Reggie Ortega.
Oh, he hits the inside wall. Hard hit on the 2.
Trying to get to him there.
Caution.
Yeah. Big damage right there. He lost it. I think maybe checking up underneath the 80, exited too low. Big hit on the inside, like you said.
Great save and great job by everybody of being able to avoid the 80. That could have been a catastrophic wreck. That could have been a huge wreck if he had not been able to gather it up there. But a great save, great avoidance by everybody.
He's going to have to be careful with those rear tires now. He's heated them up. Look at this gaggle of cars behind him. McGarvey into the wall. That's Kevin McGarvey. Now Cody Adkins works to the inside, or tries to, down into turn 3. 77 did tag the wall, though, so he'll have a little bit of right front damage. But up here towards the front, it is nose to tail. The VSPEED machines of Hatchel, Samard, and Maiato trying to close up on the LDR machines in first, second, and third. And it's going to be a team battle, I think, a little bit.
As that car's opened up about an 0.8 of a second lead, but man, Seth Hatchel is hauling the mail. Look at that crossover, uses the outside lane, now takes it underneath the 88. The 33 is going to take his line away though, and kind of get him aero tight. He's going to be right underneath that 88. What does Samard do? Samard might help his teammate and push him down the straightaway, which he is.
He's kind of splitting the lanes there. Now goes to the top with Hutton, but not really close enough to provide any assistance, I think, as now Seth really sends it down in the corner. Here comes Samard on the top side as well with a big run.
What does Samard do? Samard's going to be able to push the 88 forward, and the 88's kind of got a draft from the 33, which is Eric Hutton's teammate. As now they're going to be looking, you can see 3 different lines being used, about 2.5 lanes used right there. Chris Samard goes back up to the outside, doesn't want to push the 8. Now he will kind of give him an arrow push, kind of give him the beach ball effect down the straightaway. Hatchel still trying on the inside, just can't really carry the momentum off the corner like the 88 can using a higher lane.
Yeah, I saw it last time out of turn number 2 as well. Cody Adkins a bit farther back. He got very sideways. Good save by him. He currently rides in the 15th position, but almost lost it. That's what that tire smoke is that you could see in that area of the racetrack. As Samard, yeah, he's not able to make that move on the 88. And Hatchel's losing ground now. He's going to fall behind his teammate Keith Maiato and try and step back into line here on the top side. And Gemmell closes up on them now.
Hutton ran the bottom there, and looks like Stravato's going to take that, and look at the nose, get in the wake there. You can see Samard's going to use the outside lane, but he's going to lift for the 88.
Really good stuff up here, very much like what we saw at Chicagoland. All this going on well behind the race leader, though. Zach Carr out by 1 second. Now side by side.
Hutton's going to get pinned on that inside lane here. We've seen the inside just not able to carry the momentum like the outside lane could. If he could just slot in right behind that 37, if he's able to clear him off the corner, but Maiato also running the outside lane, he'll get a big run. 88 gets loose on the corner, but he's able to clear. No, he's not. Now the 36 gets up to the quarter panel.
Yeah, so Hutton definitely not in the optimal position right here down on the inside line, and could lose a couple more spots. If Hatchel can get right up behind Maiato, he could definitely gain a position. Going to be tough to make passes out here tonight.
Yeah, Hatchel's going to need to get up to that outside of the 88. If he can't get up there, I don't see him being able to probably pass him unless he throws a slider on there. All the VSPEED boys are up on the outside, and now another VSPEED machine creeping up into the party is Ryan Gemmell, who I believe started 13th or 14th. He's up already 6-7 positions.
Yeah, up 7 spots from the 14th starting position. They are all on the move. Got to be careful burning up those tires, though, as Zach Carr really has no concerns right now. He's just putting down really nice laps. Not the fastest on the racetrack, but right up there with the fastest laps.
Yeah,
so
you can see he's opened up a huge lead, though.
Yeah, so no pressure at all. It was really close racing. Hutton, big save. Big slide there is farther back.
Sullivan gets really loose off the corner. A big save by the 46 car. He's able to gather it up, and he'll hold on to the 10th position. Here comes Dennis Faircloth now building that run. But the battle for second and third rages on. Keith Maiato looks under the inside of his teammate, of Chris Samard. He'll tuck in line behind him, and now Hatchel's going to be able to get up to the back bumper of the 36. I'll tell you, fastest car on the racetrack that last lap was Ryan Gemmell. Gemmell is on the move. Well, AJ Stravato was the fastest, but Gemmell is about the second fastest car on the racetrack. But I feel like Stravato's kind of holding these guys up. You can see they're a little bit faster than Stravato. All the VSPEED cars really are.
Yeah,
as now Samard's underneath.
Yeah, pulls underneath, trying to pull him back with the side draft. And it looks like his teammate's going to leave him down there, though. There goes Maiato right to the back of Stravato. And Samard sends it down into turn number 1. He's not going to be able to clear him, I don't think.
It's all happening behind the 27. Zach Carr almost contacts the 80. Oh, Sullivan up to the outside wall. 2 bad laps in a row for Dallas Sullivan, but now The battle for second, Maiato trying to peek a nose 3 wide, not going to be able to do it off the corner. Stravato able to carry the momentum down the front stretch using that outside lane. Maiato gives him a shove down the front stretch.
They had closed up a little bit on Zach Carr. It was down to 0.8, and now well up over 1 second. So all the time they gained, they just lost again by racing hard like this. Samard trying to make that move down low. He's going to end up going to the back of this train unless he can slot in behind Hatchel.
Maiato down to the inside. Looks like he sent it in a little too hard. Tries to slide her up on the 33. Not going to be able to do it. They're going to stall each other out here, but it looks like Maiato's going to have enough room to where he could probably side draft the 33, stall him out into the corner here. As you can see, he tries to side draft, almost gets into the 33. Not going to be able to clear.
Oh, and I just saw a lot of smoke. Did that car just get sideways? Not sure.
No, I don't think he did.
I think somebody got sideways maybe the previous lap, but Hutton, he's trying to make the move on Samard. Looks like Samard did get in front of the 88 and got up to the top side now. But Hutton trying to make his way back forward after losing some positions here. Maiato just trying to clear that 33. Can't do it that time as the leader, Zach Carr, continues to pull away.
Stravato being a good teammate here, kind of letting Zach Carr kind of pull away here. What Maiato's going to need if he's going to try to complete this pass, he's going to need a push from his teammate, Seth Hatchel. I don't know if Hatchel's going to want to push him. It seems like the top lane's been able to carry so much momentum where it's kind of really hard to get down on the bottom and make the move. Stravato's been able to kind of utilize that third lane. I think that smoke came from the 39 of Timmy Emanuele, who's up on the apron here, but it just seems like that bottom's got a little more momentum here. Now Stravato doesn't have that push, as Hatchel kind of playing with the lanes here.
Man, Maiato aggressive with the side draft, doing everything he can, try and complete this pass. It's just not enough at the moment, but he's pulling alongside. Oh, looks like Stravato got really tight right there, possibly. They're going to be dead even pretty much going into turn number 3. Maiato could have an opportunity. Stravato right up by the outside wall. Keith trying to keep it pinned down. Just not going to be able to complete that pass this way.
Keith Maiato has came back from 11th place. He's fighting for the 2nd position right now, and what a great card he's got under him tonight. As you can see, he sends it in there. He's going to need a slide up in front of the 33. He thought about it. Yes, he can. He did it. Maiato up to 2nd. Now here comes Hatchel down to the inside of the 33. The 33 starting to fall off.
Looked like AJ lost the nose as soon as Keith got in his way. And now, yeah, AJ trying to fight the 8 machine of Seth Hatchel. This will be for the 3rd position. But all of a sudden,
give draft to. He's kind of stayed in the middle lane there, kind of giving draft to both of them. If Hatchel can clear, it's going to be really big here. He sends it down to the inside. He's going to have to pull the slider up there, but the 36 is also right there. He'll be able to complete the pass. The 33 really falling off here. Both the VSPEED machines of the 8 and the 36 able to get by. And now Maiato's going to set his eyes on the 27 of Zach Carr, who's about 1.7 seconds up the road.
Samard now looking to the outside of Stravato, the 33 trying to run the low lane like those 2 VSPEED machines did to get past him. And it's not working for him at the moment, but hanging right here in the top 5. And Samard trying to work his way back forward as well. He started up in 30s, lost a couple spots as opposed to all his teammates who have made big gains here. Fighting side by side with Hutton, though, who has been struggling down low. Oh, and big slide from Cody Adkins.
Saves it back up the racetrack. What a save! Oh, he's still trying to hold on to it. He saved it.
Go back here and take a look at this. He was full drift mode out of turn number 2, right down on the inside lane. Just a little too tight on exit, gets loose. And wow.
Down the entire backstretch. I almost came back in front of Lambert. Let's probably scared Lambert a little bit, but what a save by Cody Atkins. Those rear tires still are probably destroyed. But nonetheless, better to have destroyed tires than a destroyed race car.
He's just practicing for a slalom or something like that. Maybe he's doing some autocross this weekend, trying to get that handling ability in. Yeah, able to save the race car now side by side for 4th position. Stravato now to the top side. Samard down low. He's going to try and do exactly what the 36 and the 8 did and clear Stravato, who is struggling at this moment. And he's going to hang tough on the top side, though. Samard going to lose a lot of momentum here. Could lose a couple positions by nature of making that move.
Yeah, if you remember last year, the championship race, Stravato did kind of struggle in the long run here. And see it again, he's just not able to kind of roll the pace that he has. He just doesn't seem like he has it here. And Hutton's been a little bit faster. Samard's been faster. Hutton overtakes Chris Samard, but yeah, he's kind of really been struggling lately. Is Jeremiah Vincent, I think, had a problem. Yeah, he's blinking right now, but yeah, as you can see, Hutton now pulls back to 33. Samard's going to give the 88 a push. And man, Hutton might be falling back to the 6th or 7th place here. As you can see, Eric Hutton's going to be able to clear him off the corner. Now the real question is, will Gemmell and Samard work together to try to get by the 33 as well? So you can see the crossover by Stravato here.
We did see a big moment from Zach Smith last lap as well. He got really sideways out of turn 2. That's going to be the trouble spot for everybody tonight. But
He's up a few spots as well. He's up 8.
yeah, he is on the move, and he's pushed those tires pretty hard. I think Faircloth might have caught the wall at some point here, and now he looks okay. It's just the timing and scoring. Jeremiah Vincent with problems, like you said, blinking right now.
Connections, yeah. Josiah Vincent's up a few spots. Dallas Sullivan's up 6 spots. Angela Rodas is up a few spots. A lot of big movers. As you can see up at the front now, it looks like Samard was able to overtake the 33 of AJ Stravato. Now Gemmell will try to take over that spot, but Stravato almost into the 37. The 6 gets loose off the corner. Love seeing these different lines being used, though. It's awesome. Provides amazing racing. But man, Zach Carr is he's pulling away here. He's got about a 2-second lead over the 36.
It's been pretty stable around 2 seconds. Last time, though, half tenth faster for Zach Carr, so he continues to extend the gap. Maiato, yeah, Maiato really pushed the car hard to make it from 11th to 2nd, and I know both he and Hatchel practiced together quite a bit before tonight, and I know based on what I was hearing, Seth was pretty good in the middle part of the run. Heath was really good at the end of the run, which is what you tend to expect from that 36 machine.
And we've seen a lot lately. We've seen where Zach Carr, it's been the story really these past few weeks have been Zach Carr and Keith Maiato being the fastest guys. They just haven't been able to capitalize on their speed. They've either gotten into each other or had some sort of an issue on whether it be in pit road strategy or anything. So I'm expecting if I had to think right as, oh, Jeremiah Vincent spins! Oh, and Dennis Faircloth into the inside wall.
Oh, man. There goes my pick. I guess I cursed Dennis. Sorry about that, Dennis. Let's go back and take a look at what happened here. Did they get together? Is that what caused this?
Looks like Vincent got tied off the corner and then hit the wall, and it bounced him, and Faircloth nowhere to go.
Yeah, big hits for the 80. The 9 car toes it to pit road.
In the wall. A lot of guys catching the wall off of turn 2. The March just a little bit faster than the 88. He's got a little bit of a buffer to the 33, but the 33 is there. I don't know if he wants to try to slide dodge the 33.
Oh, is there a moment right there? I saw some smoke. Somebody else had an issue last lap, it looks like. But Hatchel's now gone by the 36, now to 2nd. So Hatchel on the move. As that gap still 2.2 seconds up to Zach Carr.
Championship battle, man, I'll tell you. Top 2 in points, 1-2 now. Actually, top 3 in points are 1, 2, 3, and then Stravato, I believe, is 4th. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but
Stravato and Maiato are pretty much tied. I think it's 1 or 2 points between them. So, yeah, very, very close up here.
Surprisingly struggling here. I'm kind of surprised at the speed of the 33. Not what it's been lately. Not what it definitely wasn't what it was at the beginning of the season, where Stravato caught on fire, and I believe he won 2 or 3 in a row. Won season opener at Daytona, and I think he won the 2nd race at 5 Flags, and then I think he did go 3-1 and won the race at Kentucky, and those are the only wins he's gotten this season.
Who that you're talking about? Stravato.
Stravato, yeah.
Yeah. He been a while since victory lane for him, so
I know.
See what he can do tonight. He's got a lot of work to do as Hutton in front of the 37 now. They go side by side, though. Here comes Gemmell alongside Stravato down into turn 3.
And Gemmell's going to get the spot here. Stravato's going to try to roll that momentum on the outside. Just can't do it. Samard's going to be able to clear the 88. Curious to see if these guys, we've seen it on mile and a half. We've seen it a lot with these next-gen cars. Using that bottom, turning a lot less RPMs, especially when making a pass. Be curious to see if these guys are downshifting in the corners.
Let's see if we can ride on board with. Oh, is a car around?
In front of the leader was Reggie Ortega.
Caution is going to come out. The two machine right in front of the race leaders.
Not what
damage.
Zach Carr wanted to see. Here's getting on board with Zach Carr there. That definitely was not the greatest sight you're going to want to see when you're leading the race, and it seems like you got a pretty clear track ahead of you.
Take a look what happened to Reggie. He already had the left side damage, so just loses the back end.
Loose. Tried to save it, and it hooked the paint, and kept it
off.
out of the wall though. That was beautiful. I'm curious to get on board with Zach Carr and see what he was thinking, seeing that happen right in front of him there.
Go. Exiting turn number 2. Reggie already had his problems there early on. Let's see if we can get to a little bit better. Oh yeah, and he's going all over the track. Zach probably doesn't know where to go.
Definitely a little, definitely kind of curious to see. Now we got pit stops, and this could be a turning point in this race here.
And
Carr,
everybody,
Hatchel, Maiato.
Everybody's coming in, and they're all taking tires. There's no reason to do anything but take 4.
Gotta take 4 here.
See if everybody can execute pretty well here.
Interesting. These are big pit stops here. 35 laps in. Don't want to slide those tires. Don't want to miss your box. Nice and easy into the box for Maiato. Nice and easy. Oh, Carr missed his box!
And Stravato, too. Those first 2 pit boxes
Big
having
mistakes.
issues.
Depends on the stop that Hatchel can get. Along with Maiato, a little slow on the left side for Hatchel. He'll be able to roll out cars. The jack's still not down. He'll lose 2 positions to the VSPEED machines. And matter of fact, he'll lose 4, 5, 6 positions, 5 positions. And he'll fall back down to the 6th position.
Wow, going from leading by over 2 seconds now. He'll restart in 6th behind Hatchel, Maiato, Hutton, Samard, and Gemmell. And he's going to have his work cut out for him. He'll be in a little different spot. That dirty air is going to be a challenge. We'll see what he can do.
That car not happy over the radio. Yeah.
100 laps to go. Still plenty of time to make up for a small mistake like that. But he's going to have to make quick work.
The one thing he's not gonna like to see is not only is his championship rival in the lead, but look at all the cars in the top 5. 4 of the top 5 cars are VSPEED Chevrolets.
Yeah, so those guys having a good night all together. Still plenty of time for things to go wrong potentially, but Eric Hutton right there in the middle of all of them. The VSPEED sandwich, I guess.
Too. Man. LDR just, man, they struggled there.
Back to E9 and how about Kyle McGarvey though? He's had a good race so far.
He had a great run at Chicago too. I think he was running inside the top 10. I think we pulled him up for an interview. I think he might have even got a top 5 out of it. McGarvey's been pretty solid on these 1.5 miles lately, so yeah, that 42's bringing some speed.
Eric Lambert had a good qualifying effort, but he's not quite where he started running 15th.
He's starting in the back, so yeah, he's kind of digging out of the hole early in the race, but you know, already up. I think he had to start almost last, so he's obviously gotten up. Who should we interview here before we go green? I hate to jinx him, but you know,
if Nick Starling would be willing to talk with us real quick.
Let's get Nick Starling in here. Nick Starling, Alec Martinez, and Adam Baker in the VSPEED booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Alec.
All right, well, I got to ask you, you're running 14th right now. You started 20th, up 6 spots. You got a beautiful USO paint scheme on the one that Corey LaJoy raced this past weekend in Charlotte. Got to ask you, man, how is it out there? How are the conditions out here?
It's pretty good. I think, you know, a lot of guys are complaining about the tightness. I think it's just when you drive it into the turn, you just got to be very patient on getting back in the throttle, and that's where you'll get the drive off and not be as tight towards the wall. I think it's definitely challenging everybody, which is good. So it's not easy to drive. So I enjoy that.
Can we see you maybe play if we get another wild caution at the end of a wild pit strategy?
I don't know about a caution, but I think if we go green here, I can maybe do a little something and be on a different strategy. So I kind of hope this thing will run green.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing what you can do, man, and good luck and go get them.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Alec.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
And never let it rest there.
Can't.
All right, it'll be the VSPEED machines of Seth Hatchel and Keith Maiato up there on the front row. Row 2 is going to be the 88 of Eric Hutton and the 37 of Chris Samard. Row 3, Ryan Gemmell and Zach Carr are going to try and dig out from 6th position here on this restart. The field in the hands of Seth Hatchel as we work back towards the restart zone. He's going to go get a good restart. Maiato pretty solid as well. He might be able to just drop down in front of the 88 and hold on to second, but here comes Hutton now challenging to the inside.
And inside lane's going to get a lot of momentum cutting that track short, well, under less momentum. Back there, you can see now the side-by-side battle for the 4th position. Gemmell underneath the 37. Now Carr's going to get up to the outside of the 6 behind them. Sullivan, Vincent are the next guy side-by-side. Hutton looks down to the inside of the 36. Side-by-side off of turn 4.
This is where things can get pretty interesting. These cars down in the inside lane, not able to use up all the racetrack. We've seen that be an issue with drivers sliding from that bottom lane, especially on this end of the racetrack. Turn number 2, we'll see how Hutton does down there in the lower grooves. He's going to get sideways.
Oh, big saving. Look at
Atkins.
Zach. Oh, Atkins spins down the back. No, caution's going to come out. Oh, it did come out.
Yeah.
Atkins spins.
Jeremiah Vincent was coming right past him, and he was able to just get past him there. But Cody, what a save again. I mean, he stayed off the wall. He's been...
Big problem in turn 2. We've been seeing all the problems in turn 2, and I think cold tires definitely playing a role into that. And this car being a little on edge. Let's see what happened here.
Yeah, I mean, he's had problems with this end of the racetrack all night long. Already, 2 slides and quite a few other, kind of half slides. Just loses the back end.
Tried to save it again. I think he saw that inside wall coming up and able to lock it down, or tried to lock it down. Then he locks it down and it just Vincent's coming by and it threw the caution. Harmless spin. He's going to lose a tire set, but harmless spin there. So we're going to re-rack him and restack him for another restart. You know what they say? Cautions breed cautions. So
Indeed.
Let's see what happens here. I don't think we're going to have any takers other than maybe the 81 and the 9. Looks like he'll be coming in. The 80 also coming in. So maybe try to top off on fuel here, go a little bit farther than some of these guys. I would expect our fuel winner about maybe 50-something laps, 50, 60-something laps. So
yeah, Dennis.
I just gave you a ton of mile. That's like a 20-mile difference. But yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, Dennis with quite a bit of damage on that race car. I think he's trying to get it fixed. Did Reggie get the lucky dog? He did.
Yeah.
He's got quite a bit of damage as well. So he'll at least have an opportunity to try and get that fixed up a bit and try and be competitive on speed again. But Dennis coming in, it could be a fuel strategy play as well. Yeah, if you top up just that little bit extra, might make the difference to the end.
Good.
We saw drivers try to do that at the Indy 500 and didn't quite work out for those guys. But man, if the caution had fallen at a slightly different time there at the end of the race, you never know.
Never know what's going to happen. I think the I think you would have had guys like Erickson and Ward and Dixon probably stay out. Well, if Dixon, let's be honest here, Dixon should have won the race. He threw the race away by speeding in pit road, pulled a Montoya from 08. But yeah, nonetheless, that was a great Indy 500. All the races were great this weekend. Shout out to Marcus Erickson, man.
Yeah, really good race. I mean, he stepped up big time at the end of that thing. He had to pass both McLarens and ended up getting past him and drove away. Nobody could touch the speed of that 8 machine. But congrats to him, of course. Very cool experience for him to get that win. And, man, he's been on a roll here these last couple seasons. Could be a contender for the championship here.
I tell you, he's going to be a contender for the championship. His Pato Award, man, that guy is aggressive, and he's fast. And you saw it at Indy. He tried, and I wish he didn't lift in the corner. That'd been interesting. They probably would have wrecked, but you got to give it to Pato. He definitely tried his heart out. I mean, he is a fierce driver, and I honestly could see Mr. Award probably winning the championship this year. I mean, he's been really good everywhere they've gone, and yeah, I definitely see it as a possibility.
I do too. That those McLarens pretty solid, and he's definitely been a standout the last 2 seasons. But talking about the 8 car, Seth Hatchel, he's out in front. He's led now 7 laps. We could probably pull him in for a couple quick questions as well, since we've got another.
I'll jinx him, but yeah, let's get him in here. Let's see. There we go. Seth Hatchel, Alec Martinez, Adam Baker, the VSPEED booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, got you guys.
Well, you're leading the race, man. How's that clean air feeling compared to the dirty air you were feeling in the first run?
Definitely feels better. Really just got to manage a little bit of the right front, but mostly the right rear. It seems to be like you can abuse the right front a lot, and you really just have to keep the right rear under you for corner exit. So just trying to manage that.
For sure, man. Well, you think you can hold on to this clean air? I know Keith's been pretty fast, but I mean, you got the best seat in the house right now.
Certainly gonna try. Keith is very quick, especially these places where the car is pretty tight. So gonna have to fight him, but I'm definitely gonna give it my best shot.
For sure, man. Well, good luck, and hope to be talking to you at the end of this race.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
All right, have a good one, brother.
All right, to recap, now 2 cautions, just 1 lead change. That was Zach Carr losing the lead on pit road. Seth Hatchel took it over. He has not looked back. And right now, he'll be leading the field back to the green flag again on this restart. We'll see if Maiato can maybe time it pretty well here and have an opportunity to be side by side down into turn 1.
Big thing here for I see Zach Carr's on the inside, so possibly that more spots might be lost.
Yep, the VSPEED machines on the front row here. Then Samard, Hutton, Carr, and Gemmell. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Hatchel gets a good jump this time, very early on the gas pedal. And Keith Maiato going to settle into second position, though, very easily in front of his teammate. Now the battle side by side, Hutton and Samard.
Carr and Samard kind of spun their tires off the on that restart on that inside line. Inside line just did not get a good jump, other than Seth Hatchel. And looking there, it looks like Rona's kind of backed out underneath the 33 of Stravato, but now the battle for 3rd and 5th rages on here. Looks like Samard underneath the 88, and then the 27 underneath the 6.
Yeah, still side by side since the restart, as the top 2 have driven away about a half second from Hutton in that 3rd position. Maiato looking down a little bit low here, trying to get that clean air on the nose. Washes out the racetrack, almost catches the wall. Samard has to check. Oh, car spinning in the back. That is Zach Smith. And caution is going to come out.
I don't think anybody else got in it, but Zach Smith, some right rear damage to the back of that, and another restart going to be coming up here. Take a look what happened.
Just maybe...
He's already running slow.
Let's see what happened to him here. Contact maybe with the 3? No.
Good there, and it looks like side by side. She maybe washed up, got up into the wall.
Oh, big save there.
Good avoidance by Nick Starling there, and
I think he just lost the back end all on his own. Like,
oh, Dice. Oh yeah, he just got loose. And then Brendel just missed him. Yeah,
great job.
That's unfortunate. Good save by Dice, but tough break for Zach Smith. He was running up. I mean, he had made a lot of spots up there, and that's gonna definitely hinder that. Now I'm curious to see. We've ran 2 green flag runs here. Anybody gonna come in and take tires? Dice is the only one coming in. Nobody else. Ortega.
Just
another
cars with
opportunity
damage.
to get some more fuel. More opportunities to get some more fuel into these cars.
Yeah, I think these cars with damage now, because Dice, he did get a bit of contact on that right front. He'll try and get that cleaned up. Ortega still pit farming that car, all that left side damage. Definitely going to hurt the speed as he overshoots the box. Nope, just perfectly in his box there.
Yeah, I think if we get another caution, I think we might see a mixed bag of strategies where we're going to have a lot of guys pit and a lot of guys stay out.
Yeah, I think so as well. This is interesting how this has kind of fallen like this, with where he had a long green flag run at the beginning and now 3 really quick cautions. But every lap you put on these tires at this place definitely plays a role in the speed of your race car, and also the fuel mileage. That's the other thing. They could be cutting pretty close to just a single stop from here. If they came down one more time, they could make it on maybe one more stop from this distance. Very close to doing that. So we'll see if that's the call here, or if people try to make a 2-stop strategy work.
Yeah, it could be a very realistic possibility. I'm not really sure, what we might be able to see in terms of strategy-wise. I'm pretty sure that, well, like I said, we'll probably have a mixed bag of strategy. Who knows? We might have everybody stay out. But like I said, if you're gonna have to two-stop it, the guys on the one-stopper they're gonna be at a tire disadvantage, but they might be able to just lap the guys on a two-stopper and have enough time to just kind of run away.
Yeah, it could very well come down to a strategy call that wins this race. But right now, Seth Hatchel, he's in the best spot in the house. Coming up to lap 50, he's been leading here. He's got a teammate behind him. He's got all of his teammates behind him, and then LDR Machine's also in the mix. Angelo Ronas has been able to gain a couple spots back. I think he had lost some at the beginning of the race, and now back up to 8th.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting here. I tell you, are we at 2 to green, or are we coming to 1, or are we still pacing?
This may be coming back to 1 to green here, so you know what? I think we'll cut quickly to a commercial, and we'll be right back. All right, and back at the racetrack now, it's going to be Seth Hatchel, Keith Maiato, Eric Hutton, Chris Samard, Ryan Gemmell, and Zach Carr. Green flag back in the air. Another great restart from Hatchel, but Maiato timed it pretty well this time. Eric Hutton did as well. He's just about to get to the inside of the 36. Not going to be able to do so. Maiato able to secure that second position. Now the battle's on for third.
A lot of wheel spin on the inside from Gemmell, and a lot of wheel spin on the outside. Looks like Carr's able to overtake Gemmell, and Gemmell will fall back to 6th. Other than that, single file all the way down, almost all the way back to about 16th, 17th with Lambert, Faircloth, and McGarvey. But right now, the battle at the front. Samard gets loose on the in the inside. Here comes a run from the 27 to Zach Carr.
Interesting to see the cloud cover roll in here. It almost looked like fog for a little bit right there, but definitely, yeah, gonna help with the grip of these race cars, and they'll be able to push a little bit harder here for a few laps till the sun comes back out. But yeah, drivers like Angelo Ronas able to make up a position on that restart. Stravato lost out there. He falls back to 8th. Dallas Sullivan still in the top 10. As Zach Carr still not able to complete the moves on Chris Samard, he'll settle back in line in the 5th position.
Talking about a little bit about Dallas Sullivan in that 46 car, right behind the 33 of AJ Stravato, having a solid top 10 run with Kyle McGarvey right. Oh! Off the wall! Keith Maiato hard into the outside wall!
Oh, and I think he has broken the steering. No caution!
Oh, no! Wow!
What happened here?
Oh, link's broken. I don't know if he got loose into the corner.
Yeah, it got light, and he just overcorrected. Oh, man. What a hit.
I'm surprised there was no caution for that.
You know, I saw AJ Stravato also, that same exact corner, he started to lose the back end. I think he actually had a little tire slide there, but yeah, that was really Maiato with all the smoke.
Oh, Gemmell, big save down the backstretch.
The driver's now starting to struggle. Maybe they overextended their tires a little bit with the cloud cover there. and struggling a little bit now to keep the cars underneath them, as Gemmell is going to have to fight for this position. Angelo Rodas now up to 6th, trying to get in the top 5, looking for his first win of the season, his first career win in the league.
And unfortunate for Keith Maiato,
he's going to be pretty much done, I think.
yeah, I think he's done. And, you know, Seth Hatchel was saying his biggest competitor was going to be the 36, and now the 36 out. Probably maybe a sigh of relief there for the 8, but Zach Carr making his way back up. So, looks like Stravato and Angelo Rodas going at it right now for the 7th or 6th position.
Yeah, Stravato all over the back bumper there, has to lift a little early, goes to the top side. He's right in the wake of all these cars in front of him as Angelo slides up. Here comes AJ with the big run.
And he's not going to be able to carry enough to get underneath him. As you can see now, Rona's going to take away that line, and Stravato's going to have to run in the wake there. Pretty much all single filed out. Eric Hutton in 2nd. Hatchel pulling about a half-second lead there. Yeah, not a lot of side-by-side so far. Everybody kind of settling out here. We know we got a longer run maybe ahead of us. And then pit stops are another big thing as well. And guys like Dennis Fairclough played a strategy where they might have put some more fuel in. Oh, trouble!
Reggie.
Ortega again into the inside wall.
Did he actually hit it this time again? Oh, man. When it rains, it pours. He didn't hit it.
He didn't. Wow.
I will say,
I guess he didn't.
Zach Carr also just barely tagged the wall last lap as well. That allowed Gemmell to get underneath him. And they're still battling it out. Gemmell a little bit loose down on the inside, though.
You gotta hold it. Oh, man, Carr is up on that wall. I almost got into it. And I think that's the last thing Zach Carr wants to do is pour salt in the wound of missing his pit box and hitting the wall and getting aero damage there. You don't want to do that, but behind them, Stravato now underneath the 22. The 22 kind of fighting him off here.
Yeah, Angelo not able to fight him off up on the top side. Here comes AJ, gonna have a big run through 1 and 2. He clears them up to 6th position. Everybody up in front of them running that top side, nose to tail. Well, actually a few car lengths between each machine, but all running up there pretty tight to each other.
Last lap, fastest car on the racetrack was the 46 of Dallas Sullivan. Really, him and McGarvey setting some really good laps. Eric Lambert also setting some really fast laps. He's back into the top 10.
Yeah, another solid race for Eric Lambert. He's been good at these mile and a halves as well. I think a couple of top 10s. I think it was Las Vegas, where he had a very good run and ended up first car lap down in, I think, 9th position, which was just...
Oh, sorry, go on ahead.
I was going to say that was an incredible race by Zach Carr. He dominated and incredible pace that night. Yeah.
He sure did, but you know, I tell you, it seems like Simulators Anonymous' bread and butter this year has been the mile and a halves. They've all had really good runs. McGarvey's been inside the top 10. Kyle McGarvey's been inside the top 10. Faircloth was qualified 4th. Lambert's inside the top 10. And then obviously you've had Kevin McGarvey, who's had some solid runs, and also Robert Gilmore. They've been really good on these mile and a halves, and as well as the super speedways.
Yeah, they've definitely shown up and made some improvements this season. The next-gen car leveling things out a little bit as well. But how about this? Ryan Gemmell right to the back bumper of Zach Carr. This will be for 4th. He gets a little aero tight, though, on entry. Cuts down the racetrack, though.
He got in that way, but it looks like Carr's starting to get tight. And remember, Carr isn't really used to being in dirty air, especially as the run goes on and as this run gets a little bit longer. He's been in clean air he was in clean air for the first 40 or so laps. All by himself, about 2 seconds up the road from everybody. Now mired back in some traffic behind the 37, behind the 88, and also getting pressure from a car behind him. Hasn't really been able to deal with that this race, so probably throwing him for a loop a little bit at least.
And you can see he runs about a half lane down from the wall. Gemmell right up against that outside wall. Gets a really good run this time. His car does tag the wall just a tiny bit. A little brush out of turn 2.
He got the right rear that time. You can see there's a little bit of a mark there, and there's composite bodies. They help a little bit. At least in real life, they're great. In iRacing, they're not as great, but hopefully we'll be getting an update soon. We'll have more of a realistic feel when these cars hit the wall. But yeah, that doesn't want to get damaged. He doesn't want to damage that right rear anymore. I mean, he's getting tight. You can see Just getting tight in the corners there.
Yeah, Gemmell, I think, a little tight behind him that time, but you can see he is approaching the corner entirely differently than the 6, and also the drivers in front of him. He enters lower in turn 1 and then cuts up to the wall and then tries to cut back down, but doesn't always work out for him.
Drives it in a little harder as well. Gemmell, you can see, backs it off, but he gets a huge run down in the center and off. Looks like Carr kind of charges the corner a little bit more, but we got a battle for the 9th position. Eric Lambert looking underneath Dallas Sullivan here for 9th.
So another breakout run for Eric Lambert.
Oh.
Tries to get up there, make that pass.
He's there. He's going to try to pull back the 46er. Doesn't really look like Sullivan knows he's a little bit faster. He's going to let Lambert go. Lambert moves up to 9th.
Good run for the 19. The 46 with a little bit of right front damage from earlier in the race. Has been doing a good job, nursing that. But only so much you can do, especially as the run progresses like this. 30 laps down in this run. A few cautions to break it up. But yeah, definitely starting to put the heat in these tires and starting to wear them out. Yeah. McGarvey caught the wall there, I think, just a touch out of turn 2. There's a little brush right there as he starts to fall back towards his teammate Eric Lambert.
And that's the price you that's the risk that you're kind of putting for yourself when you're running up on that outside lane. You're getting close, and any little bit of a mistake, you might get up into the wall. And we've seen it in the Cup Series. I think the perfect example of somebody getting up on the wall and using it and getting up in the wall is this year has been Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick, dirt drivers. They get up on that outside wall, but if you overslip it just any little bit, one slip of the tire, you get loose, you're going to hit that wall.
Yeah, and it's been amazing to see. Larson, it hasn't always affected him all that much. Reddick, I think he's cut a few tires because of
Reddick's
it.
cut a few tires and broke a few toe links, but Larson in that 600, man, let me tell you, Larson went through so much. I don't think I've seen a guy go through that much in a race and come back and almost still have a chance of winning the race, and then getting taken out again. Yeah, but no, I tell you, the Cup race, these cars, the Cup Series this year, it's just been phenomenal racing. Other than Texas, but it's been phenomenal.
Yeah, in Texas, that's just the track. There's nothing you can do to help that. But yeah, so far in the below the double yellow season as well, we've had some good stuff.
Great, yeah.
As we have a battle starting to brew here for second. Samard has caught Hutton, who's starting to lose a little time to Seth Hatchel.
Hutton's got to back these 5 cars up. Hatchel's not really pulling away as much as I thought he would, but he's still got a decent amount of a gap. But you can see these guys here, 5 cars under a blanket. They're kind of getting held up by Eric Hutton. Hutton, take a look at the lap times here. Hutton, although they'll turn the lap times right now, we'll come across the line here. Hutton turned a 9:15, Samard a 9:19, but then Carr a 31.7, Gemmell with an 8 flat, and Stravato with the 77 here. Those cars are a little bit faster than at 88.
Yeah, and Samard kind of in the middle of this too. I don't think he's quite as fast as Hutton, but he's getting helped by the draft. So those two leading this pack, definitely struggling the most. And then Carr and Gemmell and Stravato all a little bit faster as this run has gone on. They've been able to pull themselves back into it.
Carr's, yeah, you can see he's able to roll the center a little bit better. And so is the 6. You can see the 6 kind of using a higher line. A little bit about 3 distinct lines there. 4 actually.
Oh, Samard in the wall. He got loose in the middle of the corner and corrected.
For Carr.
I think Gemmell
get by is the real question here, and can Stravato get by? Looks like Gemmell will be able to clear here. Oh man, cuts it tight there. Now side by side. Stravato might not be able to get around the 37 because he's got the 37 has draft from the 6 and the 27. Stravato's going to throw a slider into the corner. He'll be able to get the spot.
Oh, he almost lifted. He thought about lifting to let Chris back in there, but definitely got up in the way and got the position and set his sights forward. Stravato back into the top 5. Samard, he'll have that right front damage to compete with now. That's gonna hurt him a little bit here as we've crossed the halfway threshold, and Seth Hatchel out in front by a half second. Zach Carr right there closing up. He's losing time to Eric Hutton, and here comes Gemmell now up into the 4th position, looking for his 2nd win in a row. And he gets really tight that time, almost catches the wall.
Yeah, looking at the lap times here, top 4, pretty much in order of lap times, or top 5 all in order there. But again, they were passing. Curious to see what they're going to be here. Seems like Carr, Gemmell, and Stravato are a little bit faster than the 88, but the 88 holding strong here.
We got, I think that might be Dennis Faircloth up the road just a little bit. He'll be a lap car and try to probably not get in the way here.
Ooh, he's got a lot of right side damage. He might have got up into the wall.
Well, he had the wreck on the backstretch, but yeah, I think it's just, oh man, the whole nose missing on that car.
Yeah.
He's had other issues here tonight, that car. Sorry about the curse then, I guess, Dennis. I won't pick you next time.
Lambert running down McGarvey here for the 8th position. Closed it up to about only 2-3 tenths of a second here. But then you can see they're kind of a little bit of ways from the 22. The 22 is kind of all by himself up the road, and then the 37 losing the draft of the 80, the 33 and the 6. But now Carr looking to the inside of Hutton.
It's going to be the battle for the runner-up position. Hutton doing a good job hanging on to it.
Stravato looking underneath the 6. Now Gemmell drives it up on the outside there. You'll probably be able to roll the top here, but I think Dennis Faircloth kind of holding up the 8 of Seth Hatchel. They're giving him a little bit of getting in the wake almost. I'm sure Dennis will probably let them go by here into 3. They'll let Hatchel go. The 88 and the 27 are going to run up on the 80, probably going off the corner or going at least into turn 1, so they'll probably have to change up their lines a little bit.
They'll be right behind him, I think, as they get down into the corner. Yeah, he's going to run the... What lane did he get? Oh, kind of the top side, so this'll hurt these guys.
Huge run. Gemmell's going to hit a huge run on the 27. 27's going to have to stay on the bottom here and run side by side.
Yeah, here he comes. Huge run. Oh, contact!
No!
What a save, though, by Gemmell.
Wow.
Man, what just happened there? That was so bizarre.
Yeah.
It almost looked like...
They knocked him down.
Yeah, he just turned into him a little bit. I'm not sure if maybe he hit a bump or something. I know the backstretch here has a few bumps.
Bump in the back. I don't think that was intentional by any sort, but everybody kept it going, so it's all good.
Could have been disaster, though, for Ryan Gemmell.
Yeah. Tell you right now, the 8's best friend is that 88. He is really holding up Zach Carr.
Yeah, I don't know if Hatchel's saving anything, though. I mean, he was pretty good there on the long run, the last run, but maybe, maybe he's holding back a little bit, just waiting for these guys to burn all their stuff up, and then he'll just drive off into the sunset. But they're getting close to, maybe making a pit stop here in the next 5 to 10 laps. We could see some drivers elect to bring it in. It might be a little early. Oh!
Carr got loose, so these guys are really going to stall each other out. Look at the run that Ryan Gemmell has.
I think Hatchel just gained about 3/10 right there with those mistakes by those two. But Hutton wants to win. He hasn't gone to victory lane in a while.
Loose.
He's been good on these mile and a half. He just has yet to put a full race together. And he's in position here to, if he's in the top 5 in the late stages of this race, he could have an opportunity. We do see some smoke. Don't know who that was.
Oh, yeah, all good there. It might have been Ortega. Oh no, I don't really know.
I don't
Could have
know.
been from another car. Who knows? Hatchel really opening up that lead again. But man, let me tell you, Zach Carr's gonna get a big run down this front stretch.
Hutton working the inside lane. Here comes Stravato as well. Yep, working to the inside of Ryan Gemmell. This is top 5. Not short on battles, that is for sure. Samard's fallen back about a second now. And behind him, Ronis is closed up.
Now we got might have about 2 cars side by side here. Now Gemmell's able to pull back using that outside lane. It seems like Stravato's probably the fastest car out of these 4 cars.
Which is kind of odd because he was so far off in that first run. Or maybe he was saving something and just hadn't come around to really turn it on the jets. But he's got it right now, that's for sure.
He might have figured it out, that's for one thing. I think it looked like he was struggling, and I think he's able to figure it out here. It's like Carr's down to the inside, trying to clear the 88. 88's almost into the wall, is into the wall, and Carr's going to take that position for second. Now Gemmell charged down to the inside.
Well, this could set up perfectly for Stravato, yeah.
Yeah, Stravato, what does he do? He's probably going to push his teammate. exactly what he's going to do. Oh, man, that's big for Zach Carr of the 88, really getting loose, or getting tight, and almost brushing the wall there. Oh, yeah, Gemmell's going to get stuck on the inside lane. Looks like he's probably going to lose a position to Stravato here. Oh, no, Stravato got tight!
But Gemmell a little bit loose on turn entry there. How about Ronas, though? He gets by Samard. He's up into 6th now, and he's on the move here. He's, you know, he had to make that pass, but we'll see what kind of lap time he can put down with. Oh, Samard in the wall.
Oh, man.
That right front damage, I think, is starting to really hamper his car.
Yeah, doesn't want to break that tail link in the front or in the rear. That could be a race ender.
Farther back, McGarvey and Lambert still not quite battling yet, but that difference just a few tenths between those cars. Oh, big hit in the wall there by Hutton. Yeah.
We'll probably see pit stops here within the next...
I think 5 to 10 laps, maybe?
Yeah, more like 10 to 15, I would think. I could be wrong. I don't know. Somewhere in that range. The next 15 laps, probably.
Yeah, they've gone 49 laps on this stint. I know a lot of those under yellow, though, but they're getting there.
Yeah, like I said, next 10 to 15, probably. They'll probably be able to go 58, 59 laps on fuel.
The thing is, the tires, is there...
Tires. It's going to take 2. I mean, we've seen 2 work.
I don't think it's going to work tonight with the fall-off that we're seeing here, but I don't know if maybe the overcut or the undercut is maybe the better way to go. I would think maybe the overcut.
Oh, well, 2 different opinions there.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say with the fall-off, maybe you can overcome the arrow if you wait long enough, but you don't want to wait too long.
The bottom's like enough, usable enough. Or you can use that middle lane. Because if you push those right side tires too much, you do fall off.
Side by side,
you know, more wear
third.
could hurt. I tell you, Hutton's been doing a great job defending.
Yeah, he's slowed everybody down for a long time. The only one to get by, that's Zach Carr, who has led so much of this race. This is reminding me so much of the championship race last season, actually, with the top 2 the same as they were in that one, and Stravato, I think, was a bit farther back. I think Gemmell was in the mix as well. Ronas had a good run going, but the only driver, you know, we're not really seeing in the mix. That's say Ferris. He was not. He was in that one, and I know Reggie had his struggles last season as well. Samard on the pit road.
This could start the old the train of coming in. Here comes Faircloth. Faircloth is a lap down, but yeah, this could start the trend.
Take a look, see if anybody else elects to bring it in.
Nobody. The Hutton's or Stravato underneath the 88. He's going to throw a slider to the corner. He's going to stick, and he's going to get that position. Hutton's going to get really tight, gets in the wake as the 33 gets loose off the corner.
These guys really wheeling it here tonight. I think this push loose is a little bit unusual, you know, for what they've felt with these cars. They've been very sideways in a lot of racetracks, and they are sideways tonight, but it's all the way at the very end of the corner. And although we've seen a few looser in the middle. Oh, he really pushed it on entry. Man. Garvey, yeah, he'll pull it in from inside the top 10. A good run for the 42 tonight.
And if we get a late race, or if we get a caution during the pit cycle, that could change a lot of things as well.
Question is, when does Seth Hatchel like to bring it in? He's got a second lead.
Hatchel doesn't want to be the first one to pit out of these guys. He's going to need somebody like Gemmell, Stravato, Carr, one of those guys inside the top 5 to probably be the first one to make that move. Hey, the 2 fast, other than Hatchel and Carr, I mean, looks like Ronix has a little more pace than the 6 in the 88, and a little bit more pace than the 33 there, but... I
have Vincent, Dallas Sullivan, Reggie Ortega all bringing it in.
Sorry, Vincent, he's having a quiet run. He's running inside the top 10.
Nick Starling brings it in. I think Samard could very well cycle out to be...
But the undercut work. Oh, hot!
He really pushed it.
The brakes. Now, does this trigger Hatchel or Carr or maybe even Stravato to respond to that? I would expect Eric Hutton's probably going to come in.
There's Alan Dice, Eric Lambert.
I'd expect Hutton to probably come in and respond to Gemmell pitting.
He's on the inside lane.
The Hatchel's pitting.
Hatchel, race leader. Gonna have to have a good entry, nice and smooth on the brakes there. Didn't lock him up. He'll bring it in.
You don't want to caution.
Yeah, definitely don't want that.
That'll
I
really.
I think Vincent also stayed out on, or he's probably going to be staying out a little bit more because he actually came in that last caution. So I would say Jeremiah Vincent will be the leader for a few laps.
Yeah, he stayed out he's got 6 less laps on this set of tires and fuel. That being said, he's 15 seconds behind the race leader.
Oh, he gets into him! Stravato hits Zach Carr going to the pits. I don't know if Carr is going to get a penalty for that or...
Go back and take a look here. Oh, yeah, he definitely shoved him in. That could be just enough to push him over the speed limit. Cody Atkins exiting.
He's going to mess up Eric Hutton now. Now they're going to come into the pits. And they
Hutton had to back up. Oh, bad.
I think Atkins probably threw off Hutton getting into the box. Hutton had to avoid him.
Here comes Angelo. Oh my goodness, he locked it up for a long ways there. We'll see what. Oh, and Jeremiah Vincent's had a problem on the backstretch.
Oh. Will this trigger a caution?
No, he was able to keep it rolling. And he's gonna.
He's probably gonna come in here.
Yeah, he is. He'll bring it in.
Yeah, okay, Hatchel's got the. Oh, Stravato! Look at that top two. It's Hatchel.
Happened with Stravato here. Oh, he hit that bump.
Over the bump, yeah.
Good save though. Able to keep himself in this.
Gemmell's gonna overtake the 27, and Hatchel's gonna take the lead. And then let's see, Chris Samard's gonna go into second here, but a lot older tires.
Yeah, 5-lap difference there. He may not be able to make enough fuel. He's got that right front damage as well, and he is struggling. Look at the big slide there. Gemmell as well. We got smoke up the racetrack. Who is that? That could have been one of the McGarveys, I think. Kevin McGarvey, possibly?
Yeah. Battle for the 8th position, 9th position. Eric Lambert and Josiah Vincent going at it right now.
Now, Josiah has not done a ton of races this season, but, you know, when he shows up, sometimes he really shows up.
All right, now it's going to be interesting. I think they'll probably be able to make it to the end here.
Yeah, I think they can stretch it. Yep.
Hatchel's just got to be nice and easy here for these next 40 or something so laps. And remember, we can still have a caution. We've seen guys already spin as the run goes on, so it is very possible. Eric Hutton has fallen back to 7th. Behind Angelo. Angelo Ronis does have the freshest tires, though.
Yep. Got just 2 laps on these Goodyear Eagles. In 6th position, there's Jeremiah Vincent working off pit road. He will go now 2 laps down. I think he may have had a penalty or something. Oh, Hutton's in the wall.
Oh, man. Like I said, he hasn't been able to put a race together. Just something always happens, whether it's of his doing or of someone else's doing. Just he has the pace. He does have the pace. And I can see next year him being a real contender. And we know that these cars, from what I've heard, are going to change a little bit with an update Irix's going to put in. And they will probably be harder to drive, as crazy as it sounds. So it'll be interesting.
Zach Carr. Oh, and I think a little checkup from AJ Stravato. He may have had a moment there. Brendel behind him as well, I think, caught the wall. So they may have both just brushed the wall there and checked up a little. Stravato is about 2.5 seconds behind Hatchel. And he's going to need some help to get up there, I think. Only a lap pressure tires.
It was interesting that Hatchel was able to, Hatchel was the first one to pit out of the 4. Interesting strategy move. See if it works out here as this run goes on. It looks like Carr is the fastest car on the racetrack, about 0.2 faster than Hatchel. Hatchel could be saving his stuff, knowing that he might have to battle the 27. So 27 is going to look high on the 6 here.
Not going to have the position on him just yet, but he's going to try and pull the crossover. They've got.
Probably pin him. McGarvey's going to run the very top as Gemmell's going to run the middle, and Samard's going to hold up the.
Oh, he's in the wall.
Samard!
That'll check them all up a little bit too.
Good.
But Zach Carr
That's big for Zach Carr.
Into second. That was exactly what he needed. Samard on those older tires, pushing as hard as he can, overdid it right there, and he'll fall back to 4th now. Gemmell up to 3rd. That'll actually allow Stravato to close up on them.
Yep.
And then Ronis not too far back as well. Well, actually, he's about 3 seconds behind Stravato, but he does have
part of the fastest lap time, so I don't think it's going to be enough. You know, if I were Rodas, I might have taken 2 tires just to see. But I know it would have been a risky play, but it, you know, could have worked.
Yeah, I know sometimes 2 tires, you're just wrecking right out of the pits. There's no drive in that car, but it was worth a shot possibly. I mean, to get himself into the championship battle, he's right on the cusp. You know, it's possible, I think, technically, but a win would make it as possible as it could, you know. But
Yeah.
as Hatchel closing up on Dennis Faircloth to put him another lap down. Dennis currently 16th. Last car 1 lap down. Also, Alan Dice, TJ Brendel, and Kevin McGarvey all 1 lap down.
And it seems like Hatchel starting to open up that lead a little bit. Got about 1.5 seconds. About a second and a half over Carr. And then it looks like Gemmell's starting to fade a little bit with those older tires. And I would assume that Stravato will probably get by him. Samard really falling off. Ronas is on the move. I just don't think he's going to get enough time. But oh, Lambert. Trouble with Eric Lambert. It's like he's gotten into the wall.
Yep, able to hang on to it, though, and keeps it pointed in the right direction. He rides 11th right now, so still a solid night for him. He's qualified 10th, running in 11th, and he's got about 3.5 seconds back to Nick Starling. Oh, and he's through the grass now, though.
Can he save it is the real question here. He does, but now the battle for 3rd here. Stravato underneath the 6 of Gemmell.
Gemmell's not going to make it easy on him. He's got older tires by a couple laps. Stravato doing everything he can.
Big save by Lambert there.
Yeah, that could have completely changed things up.
See, Stravato should get the, if he'll be able to slide up, but Gemmell's going to have a big run up on the top.
Oh, he's going to try and clear him.
Oh, he got it.
Gemmell was trying to cut back underneath him, just could not get that to happen.
Doesn't have the tires. I will say, though, Angelo Ronas is moving.
He's faster than any of these guys in front of him. He's closed up now, half a second behind Samard. And, you know, it's a little ways up to Gemmell and Stravato, but he's definitely closed that margin.
And faster a lap than Samard. If he can make, than Hatchel. If he can make quick work of Samard here, he might be a factor at the end of this race. It's gonna need a lot to happen. There's only gonna be 30 to go, but he might be able to maybe battle for 4th, maybe even 3rd. So, yeah, easily get by Chris Samard there.
Out in front of Seth Hatchel, 1.1 second lead. He is starting to slowly fall towards Zach Carr. Zach pulling him in just a little bit.
As they say, it's one thing to catch somebody, it's another thing to pass them.
Still plenty of time for things to develop here. As Stravato about another 2 seconds behind Zach Carr, so pretty spaced out. Gemmell in that 4th position. Angelo Ronas getting by Chris Samard. He'll go into the 5th position. So really good night for Angelo, who qualified in 8th and continuing to fight his way forward here in the late stages of this thing with the slightly different strategy, staying out and trying the overcut. And I think, you know, by the end of this, he'll at least have an opportunity to get up there and maybe battle for a podium. But I don't know if he's going to have enough time. He's going to have to really be quite a bit faster here for the next 30 laps. He's a 10th faster.
He was not the fastest car that lap, but he's faster. He's going to probably get to Gemmell. I don't know if he'll get to Stravato or Carr. Now, if Carr is able to catch Hatchel and they race each other, then there's a big possibility. I just think the laps are going to be winding down too quick.
Yeah, just going to end up running out of time. He needed to be a little closer before the cycle started. And doing everything he can right now. And so is Seth Hatchel. But Zach Carr continues to chip away into that race lead. It's under a second now as they exit turn number 2. And he will start to feel the effects of that draft here in probably a couple more laps. And we'll see how that pulls him in.
There's 2 things that come with draft. Number 1, you get draft out of the straightaways, but you also start getting into that wake, that dirty air into the corners, and that's what's going to hurt you. If you can try and find ways to avoid that, then he might have a shot at Seth Hatchel.
The 10th faster again that time by. And, you know, the nice thing, though, if he's at the edge of the range of draft, he can at least start to change lanes. You can see when Hatchel goes into the corner, he can kind of make an adjustment to where he wants to turn in. And that might give him some clean air. But yeah, you can see right now, Hatchel running towards the bottom of the racetrack, and Zach up about a half car width up the racetrack. And he continues to chop away again, that time a lot more even, I think. Yeah, just 5 1/1000ths faster for the number 27 machine.
And a big thing that could happen here is, obviously, we've seen guys, like I said, tire fall has been pretty big. We could see a caution. I don't see it happening. We are pretty spread out, but not out of the equation, but it is possible. Tell you, Chris Samard is loose, but yeah, the caution is not out of the equation.
Hard struggling back here in 6th. Eric Hutton only 1.2 seconds behind him, and running a little bit quicker. I think he may just get up there and fight for that 6th position, but Hutton doing everything he can right now to have a solid finish, and he's not really going to be in the fight for the championship, but had a good season nonetheless.
Carr is in draft length now. He definitely is.
Yeah, under
Carr will be giving his
7/10.
draft.
The creative hemp machine now on the move here, going to get a little pull on these straightaways. You can see it start to tick down just a little bit, just a few thousandths. Now at 100th right there, down into turn number 1, and he is really going deep into these corners, trying to make up as much as he can, put that pressure on Hatchel, who almost catches the wall.
And I think that was a big thing. Interesting strategy, but Hatchel did pit a lap before, so Carr does have fresher tires.
Yeah, just a slight overcut, but I think interesting. I don't know how. I mean, Carr didn't have to battle very much there to get past the 2 VSPEED machines, as Samard caught the wall, and Gemmell was just so much farther off on time right there.
It feels like those tires did kind of, the tires did matter there, and I think obviously Samard messing up there. I think Gemmell would have fought Carr, and I think Samard getting into the wall kind of spooked Gemmell a little bit enough to lift, and Zach stayed pretty committed.
Stravato had a little moment out of turn 2, just barely tagged the right rear on the outside wall. He's got a little damage on the nose of that thing too. I'm not sure who he ran up into, but
when he hit Carr into the pits.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Not really affecting Zach at all, though. Not big enough contact. You can see a little crease there in the back bumper, but nothing too serious. As that gap now under 0.6 of a second and continuing to shrink.
Yeah, but he's definitely in the aero push dirty air range. So if Hatchel can just keep this length that he's been at, he'll have a pretty good shot.
It'll be 20 to go next time by. It's going to come down to these two, and if they battle hard enough, AJ Stravato could get into this, but it's going to be quite a few laps of battling. Yeah. Seth running up on that top side, trying not to open up any opportunity for Carr to get there to his inside and make the pass that way. If he runs that top side, keeps the momentum up. But Zach definitely chipping away. It's now under 4.5 for the 27 machine.
Carr is, like you said, he's just going to find a way to get away from that wake.
20 laps to go in this one. Hatchel right up to the outside wall at the exit of turn 2. Now ticks down to right around 0.4 of a second.
It's going to be a good battle, let me tell you.
Two of the best here in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, going to be fighting it out for another win this season. These two have won 8 of the 17 races this season, so definitely contenders here, and they're on the all-time wins list right up there towards the top. Actually, the top 3 are top winningest drivers here in this league. Angelo Ronis now gets by Ryan Gemmell, or working on it at least. He'll go there for the 4th position. He will clear him out of turn 2.
Trying to make some more time. He'll set his eyes on now, his sights on Stravato, but I don't know if he has as much pace. He's taking a look here. He's a little bit faster than at least Stravato. Not as fast as the 8 or the 27, but Rona's definitely going to be in a possibility for a podium position. Yeah.
Race lead now under 0.3 of a second for Seth Hatchel as he cuts to the inside this time, and Carr is going to run the top. He could get a great run out of the corner here, and he will down the backstretch, right around 0.3 of a second into turn number 3.
I'll tell you, Seth has won in some exciting fashion, and let me tell you, Atlanta, they have had some pretty interesting wild finishes. But Carr is going to be pressuring Hatchel here.
See who's this out in front of them. Slow
Lambert
in the 12th position. That's how fast these guys have been out in front. They're about to.
They're running into Starling, Lambert. Sullivan's a little bit more up the road, but these two lappers can play a big factor. They're definitely going to give Hatchel some air.
Yeah, and we could end up with just 10 cars left on the lead lap at the end of this thing.
Oh, Lambert's spinning! Oh, no! Oh, man, almost Hatchel. Oh, man.
Oh, man, yeah, he kept it off the outside until the tri-oval and then cut down and almost lost it. Yeah, right in front of Hatchel.
Right in front of Hatchel. That, if he would have got it fully sideways, I think Hatchel and Carr probably would have both been out.
We've seen that happen this season. What was that?
Yeah.
5 flags.
5 flags, yeah, with Baffert and
Maiato. That was really early in the race that happened in that one.
Yeah.
This would be so unfortunate to race so much of this to get collected there in a situation like that. But, man, Hatchel doing a good job maintaining 0.4 the distance. Zach Carr, I think he's just hit that bubble, you know. He just having a hard time bursting it and getting through.
That deja vu of last year, man. The deja vu of this last year's championship battle here. And it was between these two guys fighting for the win. But look at here. Looks like Hatchel's running that bottom, and Carr's been able to roll that middle. You can see a big run down this front stretch.
It's back
Where
under
does
0.3.
Starling go?
Yeah, Starling could be a factor here. He's not too far off the pace. I mean, he's running in 11th. You know, it's not like he's ridiculous. He's a half second off, though.
Carr's going to try to make Hatchel drive out of that mirror and make a mistake. Carr does have more pace. It's just going to depend on where he's going to be able to make the move and where can he make it. I can tell you, though, Hatchel's just doesn't have the grip. And I can tell you that 7 car is going to play a big factor in this.
Yeah, and Carr has now closed it up. Only a couple of car lengths now into turn number 1. Hatchel goes middle. 27 goes to the top.
Carr's going to have a massive run down this backstretch. He's going to get a big draft.
Interesting, though, that gap increases so much because Hatchel runs the short distance, and Carr just can't quite ever make it up there on the backstretch, but he makes it up on this end of the racetrack.
Oh, he got loose. Carr made the right rear just slipping off away from that 27. Now he's going to have to find a way to cool it back down, and so he can make another stab at it.
Yeah, the gap goes up to half a second here.
Now Hatchel's definitely going to feel the effects of air in the corners now, being behind Starling.
He almost caught the wall right there. Here comes Carr closing back up now. Gets about a half-tenth closer into turn number 3, and he is pushing hard.
Starling is running Hatchel's line. Starling will be good about it. He'll let him go. He's just going to let him go when they get to him. Hatchel might have to deal with it one more time into the corner here.
And he's going to run right in the wake, actually about a lane up, as Carr goes all the way to the outside. He's closing in here. It'll be 10 to go next time.
10 to go, yeah, and Hatchel's going to have clear ways. He's not going to be running up into another car. The nearest car to him is Dallas Sullivan, who's all the way around off going at the start-finish line. So about a corner, about a half straightaway away. Actually, there's one more car, which is, I believe, Ellen Dice. But they're not going to run up to him. They might not catch him till the end.
Dice 15th, 1 lap down. Currently the last car 1 lap down at the moment. But, yeah, the car running that top side. He's just gaining a little bit each and every lap. This feels so much like what we saw on Sunday night with Chase Briscoe and Kyle Larson. I don't think Zach's going to make quite the bonehead move that Briscoe ended up doing. He really went for it in that one, but, you know, Zach a little bit more controlled, I think. He is going to, if he gets an opportunity, I think he'll send it down in there. But
send it, yeah.
But the question is how respectful will it be as he gets a good run in the middle of the corner right there, back to the throttle.
Oh, he got loose.
He kept him.
He's almost running into that wall.
You have to speed up.
This is very Briscoe Larson-esque of these guys battling for the win here. Just can Carr, I mean, Hatchel's doing a great job taking the lane away on the entry of the corner, but Carr's able just to get the run off the exits.
Yeah, he closes it up a lot that time out of turn 4. It's just 2 car lengths as they cross the stripe. It'll
Run
be
the top here.
8 to go.
And he did. So I don't know if Hatchel's comfortable running top. He hasn't really ran it all day.
He was running it earlier, but it's been a little while.
In clean air, yeah, and now he's using that top here, so he's had to take it away. He has to run the middle here, because that's where Carr's been running, and he does. Takes that line away. Carr's going to have to check up just a little bit because of the air.
Yeah, really good defense so far by Hatchel, who's definitely not as quick. He's doing everything he can, though, to hold him off. The top 2 out in front by almost 3 seconds over AJ Stravato.
I think this is exactly what Hatchel has to do. Take that top lane away. Take those options away from Zach Carr. Now Zach Carr's going to have to he's going to have to search around this racetrack to build a run or to have any shot at Hatchel. He cannot run the same line. He's going to have to search.
And he got really loose
out
out of turn 2.
Good run here. No, he just can't carry that throttle. Although Hatchel did get loose, he should be able to carry a lot of momentum down this front stretch. 6 to go. I think we're going to see Zach send it in here. If he gets the shot, he's probably going to send it.
Gotta have to trust the tires can make it around one time at a really high rate of speed that he hasn't been trying so far. But Hatchel doing everything he can, running perfectly smooth, has not really slipped up much at all this race. And he's staying in the way here, but Carr finding a little clean air.
Yeah, one slip up from Seth Hatchel will cost him this race. 5 laps to go.
Man, this is some good stuff. I love when it comes down to a battle like this. And you just hope that these guys can run each other as clean as possible and it just gets settled out how it should. As Carr right up to the wall.
Hatchel might feel some effects. He's running down Alan Dice, who's a lapper. See, Hatchel's going to take that air away. You can see the 27 has to wait to get back up into the gas.
He is a lot closer than he was the last lap around. This time, let's see what he can do. Oh, gets a little bobble there off the turn number 4. 4 laps to go, though, down into turn 1 again. It's 2 car lengths. And Carr just doing everything he can, running up by the outside barrier. Hatchel down low.
Carr cannot slip up or else he's going to hit that outside wall. He gets a huge run down his back. Hatchel's going to have to take away that line into 3.
And he doesn't.
Carr runs higher. Carr's going to run higher. Trying to fake out Hatchel. He's going to have a massive run down this front stretch.
Here he comes. 3 to go.
Is it going to be enough? Oh, no, there we go. Hatchel taking away that line. Now, Carr searching around the racetrack. Oh, Hatchel got tight.
He's loose. He's loose. Hanging on to it. It's going to be a car length down into turn 3, coming back to 2 to go.
Oh,
Here comes Carr.
Takes the nose. He's there.
He was almost
Carr got
there.
really tight. He made Hatchel get back into the gas to miss, so they're going to be side by side.
2 to go. Hatchel on the top side. It's going to be a big send here from Zach Carr, I think. It's the only way. Only way he's going to be able to pass him.
Oh,
and no, he backed out. Hatchel sent it deeper.
Still there. Hatchel's going to get a big run off the corner. They're still going to be side by side. He's going to have to pull it back down the straightaway. He can't do it.
Hatchel with the lead, coming back to the white flag. The
What
two
role
most
does Dice play?
two most consistent drivers this season, fighting for another one here. This is going to be a big factor for the championship. Hatchel needs every point he can get. Zach Carr with the pole tonight. White flag in the air.
Where does Dice go? Dice runs the bottom.
As
Hatchel runs that top. Carr's running on the wall here.
Hatchel, a little slide right
Carr's
there.
gonna
They're
send
both
it.
wiggling.
Oh,
Oh,
he's going to send it. Here he comes. Does he move him?
Hatchel went deep in the corner to
No,
try
he
and
doesn't.
avoid it. It's a car
Zach
length. Here
Carr
comes Carr back to the throttle. Not going to be enough, though. Out of the corners, Seth
Carr's
Hatchel.
loose.
Back-to-back seasons here at Atlanta. Hatchel wins it.
And the championship battle closes up once again.
At the site of the championship finale, where we had such a similar race between these two. This one a little bit closer than that one was, but Hatchel, man, he has a knack for these exciting finishes, doesn't he?
He really does. How about that? Carr second, Stravato third, Ronas fourth, Gemmell fifth, Hutton sixth, Kyle McGarvey seventh, Josiah Vincent eighth, Dallas Sullivan ninth, and Nick Starling 10th.
What a battle here
Chris
tonight.
Samard, I believe, might have wrecked. No caution was thrown, but Samard 4 laps down.
He did have those hits on the outside wall, so it's possible he broke something there. But how about Seth Hatchel taking his 4th win of the season? That's the biggest number of wins for him. That's the mark for him now in a season, and continues to work his way up the all-time winners list. And we'll interview him as well as Zach Carr and AJ Stravato right after a quick commercial break.
Simulators Anonymous is an online gaming community. The heart of this community is playing simulator-style games, everything from driving, farming, flying to the occasional survival game. We would love for you to join us. If you play these style of games, or if you're just looking for a great community, we strive to be a community you can be an active participant in by offering events like every 3rd Saturday night is a late night trucking on Truckers MP. We have a very own Minecraft server with other servers starting soon. Come join Simulators Anonymous today at www.simulatorsanonymous.com.
Back at the racetrack now, we're going to be pulling in 3rd place finisher AJ Stravato. Alec, I believe you're with him.
That was last or two.
I am. Oh, sorry.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, you finished 3rd, man. I know you struggled in the beginning of the race, and it seems like you got it back. And what more did you need to maybe get to the 8 or the 27?
Well, I had a moment coming out of the pits behind Zach. If I just executed my pit sequence better, I think I would have came out in front of him. I actually hit Zach going into the pits, luckily, but we didn't have any damage. I could have gotten a little bit more aggressively if I had nobody in front of me, but we didn't. I almost killed Zach, and that wouldn't have been good. But yeah, we we definitely struggled at the beginning of the run, the race. I absolutely no idea what I was doing, and it definitely showed. But we figured something out about halfway through the race, and we were able to gain some speed. But I think if I just had a better pit entrance and didn't nearly die, I hit like the bump coming out of the just getting to the commitment cone merge onto the track. But if we didn't do that, I think we would have had a shot, and I definitely would have helped obviously my teammate Zach out a little bit, and obviously tried to win myself. But we sold the bag right there yet again. So a little disappointed in myself for sure, but it was a good battle, at least to the end, kind of watching it and helping Zach a little bit, coaching him, keeping him calm, and he did a hell of a job, all things considering.
For sure. Next week we go to Bristol. How do you feel about going out there? We've already raced there. I think you finished 4th there last time. So how do you feel about maybe trying to improve that result next week at Bristol?
I'm looking to improve the result by 3 more positions, but in terms of the car and the track, I don't know. We'll see. Each time you just kind of go in here. I don't really drive this car too much, unfortunately, so I don't really have too much of an idea. But I can imagine it'll be chaos next week with this car and how hard it is to really correct the car if you're just driving on edge. It's really hard to tell what's the edge of grip, and if you're on the edge of grip, it's definitely hard to stay save with the rack opinion and the steering. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. Hopefully have a good race next week and close some sort of gap. We can't seem to do that right now, but the other 2 in front of me are doing a hell of a job and putting in the work, so it definitely shows on their end. So congrats to Zach, and congrats to Seth. He's having a hell of a season.
For sure, man. All right. Well, before I let you go, anybody want to give a shout out to?
Just all my teammates, all the league admins that make this happen. Nexus Esports, Dirty Torque, Sim Race, my road team, and I'm trying to think who else. VSPEED, obviously, Butts Mobile Homes, and I'm trying to remember the other sponsor. Discod. Ha, I remembered it. Okay, Discod. Shout out to them for sponsoring the race as well. Glad to have some good partners make this league run and make it happen.
For sure, man. Well, congrats on your 3rd place finish, and we'll see you next week out in Bristol, Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a good one, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, that was AJ Stravato, 3rd place finisher. We're going to pull up now 2nd place finisher Zach Carr. I think we got him up here. Zach, Adam, and Alec in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Hey, man, you started on the pole. You lead 35 laps here tonight, and what a battle there, closing up on Seth Hatchel that entire last run. You get to his bumper, you make some moves, got so close to completing the passes there, and oh man, what was it going to take to get it done? Was there anything you could have done to get past that 8 machine?
Yeah, same as last time we were here for the championship. It's aero. Thankfully, we were driving a car that wasn't as aero dependent, but you probably seen it was just so hard. If I followed right in his tire tracks in the air out of the corners, it would snap very bad, or if I did it around the corner, it would just push tight very bad. So I was just trying to lane search, and thankfully this track does have lane searching, but it's you can only search so much. So and he was pretty even on speed with me. I'm not gonna lie, I think I was a bit quicker overall throughout the whole race. But I'd just like to thank iRacing for not having realism in the pit stalls. So that's what screwed me over at the beginning. So thanks to iRacing on that one. But yeah, just how it played out there at the end.
Yeah, and you did work your way, through the field a little bit there. I think you restarted in 6th after that first pit sequence. A couple quick cautions. You're still right around there, but you did work your way up. Some great battles all night long. Really working hard to get back into that 2nd spot. And man, we go to Bristol next week. The championship battle continues to get tighter and tighter. You think you got a good shot at getting the victory out there and maybe sealing the deal?
Yeah, Bristol's one of my better tracks on the sim. I have a lot of official wins there, so if just the general idea of how to run Bristol is still in play, then I think I'm going to be in contention for at least top 3 as always. So I'm just going to hope it's going to be a nice clean race, get through it, and head on over to Homestead and get through that one.
Yeah, the big 3 again, finishing in the top 3 here tonight, but great runner-up finish for you here at Atlanta. Fun to watch that battle. I think you'll enjoy going back. I know it's frustrating from the driver's perspective, but man, from the broadcasting side, it's a heck of a show. So great job putting on a show for us. And anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, you guys for the broadcast, as you said, I enjoy going back and watching them and kind of critiquing what I did wrong or some other drivers did wrong, and just listening to broadcasts is always just enjoyable. Obviously, the league owners and sponsors that help us get here and do this. you know, my personal guys with Creative Hemp and Bernie Breakdown, those guys are, you know, doing good still. Haven't talked to a couple of them in a bit, but I think they're doing good. You know, my teammates as well. Reggie was being my crew chief there at the end after he had some of his early problems. So big shout out to Reggie on that one. Helped me out for the final 10 laps with lap times. So, but yeah, thanks guys.
Awesome job, Zach. Looking forward to seeing how this championship shakes out here these next 2 weeks, and we'll catch you at Bristol.
Yep, sound good. Thank you.
All right. That is second place finisher Zach Carr. Let's go to the race winner now, and Alec, I believe you're with him.
I am standing in victory lane. Seth Hatchel, get your was 4th win of the season, man, and heck, you had I'm sure you had to stress out Zach Carr running down. You guys put on a heck of a show at the end of that race, man. How does it feel? Close up the points gap.
It feels really good, but got to keep my head down and keep focusing forward. I think this will put me, I don't know, I think I was 18 out, so maybe 12 out or so, which is definitely achievable. But just got to keep my head down and really going for it. But this race was pretty wild. I think Keith was definitely going to have something for me before he had his issue. And then he had his issue, and I realized I drove way too hard and didn't really have any protection behind me then from Zach or AJ. And yeah, I had to pit a lap before them. Since I was out in front, I didn't think the draft made that big of a difference, but they had a lap more fuel than I did, and that ended up being the difference towards the end. And then at the end, just driving the snot out of it, trying to stay in front of Zach, really just trying to screw him up in 1 and 2 so I could hold him, you know, break even in 3 and 4. He definitely had more tire than me, but definitely happy with the win.
For sure, and you know, next week we go to Bristol, where you got your 2nd win of the season in exciting fashion against Keith. Do you think you can maybe go, you know, sweep the Bristol races this year and try to close that points gap more and going into the championship at Homestead?
Yeah, I think I'll definitely have the speed. Bristol tends to be a race of circumstance a lot of times, so I'm gonna have to spend most of that race, you know, try and stay up front, and you know, depending on the cautions, and be sort of a restart lottery based on the line. But got to stay up front, got to stay out of trouble, and I think I should have the speed.
For sure. And then before we let you go and celebrate the win, anybody want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to thank you, Alec and Adam, for doing a great job of the broadcast. Thanks to BTDY for sponsoring the race tonight, and Keo for being on the car tonight. Got to thank Nick and all the admins for doing a great job. All the drivers putting on a great race for everybody to watch tonight, and my team VSPEED.
For sure, man. All right. Well, congratulations on your 4th win, man, and we'll see you next week out in Bristol, Tennessee.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Great job, Seth.
Have a good one, brother.
All right, Seth with his 4th win of the season. He led 98 laps here. Really only a couple of leaders, you know, Carr and Hatchel dominating the race. And that showed up at the end there, too. Really as close as it gets at one of these aero-dependent racetracks.
I know. What a great show that these guys put on. The next-gen car continues to deliver. I know there's still some aero problems, but still, nonetheless, another great race. And I tell you, man, this points battle is going to get crazy. And next week you go to Bristol, where we know there's bound to be something crazy happening now at Bristol and the championship at Homestead. So I tell you, it is going to get I urge all the fans, stick around for these next 2 races, man, because they are going to be awesome, and these drivers will put on a great show.
Yeah, I am so looking forward to this championship battle. We'll see how things shake up at the Coliseum next week. But in terms of tonight's race and the results and the overall recap, 3 cautions all coming in quick succession there. 4 total lead changes. Seth Hatchel makes the final one. He takes the victory here tonight over his championship foes. Zach Carr coming home 2nd. AJ Stravato coming home in 3rd. Angelo Ronas, an impressive 4th place run for him as well. Keeps himself theoretically in the championship fight. Brian Gemmell, a good solid 5th place to back up his win last week, so a good run there. Eric Hutton comes home 6th. Kyle McGarvey, impressive in 7th. Josiah Vincent 8th. Dallas Sullivan in 9th. And Nick Starling rounds out the top 10.
11th, Eric Lambert. 12th, Kevin McGarvey. 13th, TJ Brendel. 14th, Alan Dice. 15th, Jeremiah Vincent. Disappointing run for Chris Smart, who was running up in the top 5. He'll come home 16th. Dennis Faircloth, another disappointing run, will come in 17th. Cody Atkins, 18th. Ortega, 19th. Reggie Ortega, 19th. And after leading a few laps, it looked like he had race-winning speed and having an issue, Keith Maiato will finish 20th.
Yeah, so that, I think, effectively eliminates Maiato from championship contention. But Zach Smith, 21st, 22nd, Kimi Emanuele with the early exit here tonight. But once again, not one of our smaller fields of the season, but man, not short on action. These guys know how to put on a great race for us.
They do, and I tell you, I cannot wait for next week. I can't wait for the end of the season, and then I can't wait to. I want to see next season. I want it to start the next week after because it's going to be awesome. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Homestead race is on June 14th, and I believe that is after an update. And these cars will be maybe a little bit different to drive, which will be it'll be something. I tell you, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But there could be an update, and then again, no matter what, when we start next season. Oh shoot, the update is next week. Oh my, Bristol's gonna have an update. Oh boy, yeah, it's gonna be fun. No matter what, stick around because these cars are gonna get even wilder to drive. And then obviously going into next season, probably gonna have more drivers. We're gonna have the Below the WLA Cup Series Premier Series. We're hopefully gonna have a 40-car field next year. And I tell you, man, I'm so glad that you again have me up here and doing this because, man, I enjoy the heck out of this. And I hope all the fans enjoyed it because, man, this is awesome.
Yeah, tonight, another fantastic race and great to be calling it with you up here as always. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media if you enjoyed what you saw. We're going to be back here Thursday night with the BMW Car Club of America, their season opener. In the GT4 cars, and it's going to be all of the GT4 cars, not just BMWs. So a little different from what we've seen the last couple seasons with them. But tune in Thursday night, 8:15 p.m., and then we'll be right back here next Tuesday, 8:25 from Bristol in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. So again, thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you all next week.